Greetings. I'm Michael Quinn Patton, forwarding to you a video recording from the president of the Ukrainian Evaluation Association done on March 8th for the International Program in Development Evaluation Training, IPDET, of which I've been a faculty member since 2000. Stefanie Krapp, the director of IPDET, introduces the video, and then we hear from Olha in Kiev about her experience and the tragic situation there. In colleagueship and support, and with deep sadness for this horrendous war, here is the video.
We are in the middle of a war in Europe. So that's all still frightening and frustrating, and we are so shocked and speechless about the situation in Ukraine, in Europe. And it's concerning whole Europe. It's not a Ukraine issue. It is within Europe, and we stand with our Ukrainian friends while at the same time we are kind of helpless. So I'm very, very glad that Olha Krasouska was able to connect today, and I would just simply invite her to talk about the situation in the Ukraine. She is head of the board of the Ukrainian Evaluation Association. So Olha, welcome to this kickoff event, and thank you so much for joining. And please go ahead and explain a bit what's going on in the Ukraine, and we could also then talk a little bit further about is there anything we can do and we can support you. So over to you, Olha.
Okay, thank you, colleagues. Can you hear me? Yeah. Thank you, Stefanie. Thank you for your invitation. Initially, when you invited me to participate in the event, I was just planning to read the official appeal of our association that we prepared for the second day when the war has started. But you know, it's about 12 days passed and situation became much more worse after the war started. And of course, I can share with all of you this link to our webpage. Together to this appeal, we just launched a small page on our official webpage of the association where we put some pictures of the war, of our peaceful towns and people who lived very well before all this started. My next idea was to tell you about some numbers, because as analytic, as evaluator, I used to work with numbers. And I started to prepare these numbers, and it was very difficult because under all of these figures, there are a lot of cries and tears and deaths of my people. Just few of them, 202 schools are destroyed totally. 34 hospitals, about 1,500 buildings are fully destroyed in Ukraine. About 900 towns have no electricity, water, and heating. More than 1,300 civilians are dead and killed by Russian troops and by bombing all these shells and missiles that are coming every day to our peaceful towns. And among this, like more than 1,000 people, about 100 is children who are killed, who are hurted, and who are just dead because they are locked in the town. They have no water and they have no food. And we have just evidences that people start to eat pets' food because they do not have any other choice. And even in these cases, pet food is a luxury for some towns. For me personally, it was my decision to stay in Kiev with my family. I am just 10 kilometers away from the small towns that are totally blocked by Russian troops. And today should be the day of I don't know how to say in English, with no shooting, like peace days. to help humanitarian corridors to support people with food and water. But again, it didn't happen to these towns. Just to only one humanitarian corridor happened to Sumy city and Mariupol and the small town that is close to me. Russians, they're just shooting, and they are not allowed. They are not allowed to go with humanitarian cars. So they just, of course, it's a real war, and we just want to people know that it's not only about Ukraine, because Ukraine is very strong. But if we fall, it will be the problem of all Europe. And we would like you to know that this day Ukrainians are fighting for all of you, for all Europe, and for the whole world. I invite you to have a look to our webpage. I will put this link, and I kindly ask you to share this appeal, to share this information. I am available on Facebook, and I also put a lot of information and different appeals and information in English. Then you also can share. For us, as for evaluators, we are not a big society. We are just 42, 44 members in our society. In fact, in Ukraine, there are much more evaluators, but not all of them are part of the evaluation. And we did a lot last year and beginning of this year to attract new members, because we are very keen that evaluation is very important in terms of country development. And probably the most terrible thing that I've heard in my quite long life was when I saw on the Facebook the post from my member of my evaluation. She posted that probably this is the last post because my city is totally in fire and we are blocked, and I don't know how we can escape, and I would like just to say goodbye to all of you. The second member of my evaluation, I didn't heard from her like a few days. She was at the same city. Luckily today we've heard that both of them are safe, but you know it was so terrible to read this post from this young lady that this is the final post. You know, personally, my family, we are sleeping in the corridor because we do not have a shelter in our building. With my all of my mother-in-law and my 14-year-old daughter, and my dog, of course, who is also the family member. And we believe the situation turned to the better. And I'm sorry, of course, I can't be very structured in this situation, because usually I'm very structured person as a evaluator. If you're just interested, I can put my email and my and the link to my association. I understand that I'm much more likely than more our people, because I have light. You see that I can speak with you. Likely for now there is now this sirens that are informing us about rocket attacks. So I have at least connection, and I'm not sitting on the floor. I can sit in my chair. So at the moment I'm really lucky because all my family members are alive, and this is the most important thing. So I don't know what else to say. For us, it's important that you know that Russia is saying that they are bombing only military objects, but this is not true. They are fighting with the civilians. They are fighting with our towns. They are bombing Kharkiv, Sumy. Mariupol is just blocked, and 600,000 people in the city. This is a very, very big city on the seaside. So it's just blocked, and humanitarian corridor doesn't work. So just it's a real war not with the military, but with the civil society and with civilians of Ukraine and with with our children, with our mothers, and so. I don't know what to say. I'm just putting the link to our webpage. We're just trying to inform people as much as we can, because we are not warriors, we're just analytics, and we are doing what we can. We are just supporting our army by money, but what we can, trying not to panic, and probably this is the best thing we can do in the moment. We do not evacuate because we think that there are a lot of people who need this more. And even now, when I talking to you, I see, the list of our cities where this under rocket attacks, under this missiles attack, like 1, 2, 3, 4 cities within like 5 minutes, and I'm talking this. That's happening all the time, and the whole night we can have 7 or 8 such sirens. It's really awful.
Olha, thank you so much. It's just an incredible situation, and we are fully aware. For us, as like Ukrainian is Ukraine is defending Europe's freedom, and you stand by yourself. And I don't know what to do. And God, I'm sorry. Are there any questions from anybody here? How are you surviving every day? Is there still food and water?
In my area, situation is fine. So because even if we are like a 10 kilometers from this blockadas and from this horrible situation with all the small cities, we are still fine because we are Kiev, and Kiev is quite good protect. What is really scary, all these bombs that are in the sky, that it's no one can help with this. So, and I try to monitor my members of our association. Some of them in Poland, some, just as I mentioned, evacuated from this terrible situation in the smallest towns. And as I know, all of them more or less okay. But yeah. At the moment, about 2 million of people just left the country already.
Yeah.
For me personally, I just want to divide my family. We just want to keep all together, and there is not possible to be evacuated by all together. So we decided to stay and to be in Kiev. And if we can fight, we will fight for our city and for our country.
Yeah. And it's, I can hardly imagine this decision everybody has to take, right? To leave the country or to stay and defend. And it's just, everything is so incredible, difficult. And whatever we can do, we posted a couple of links. We can include messages in our newsletter. So whatever we can do to give you a voice, please contact us. We do that, and we can spread it throughout at least the evaluation community. And we would like to contribute to telling the truth and providing evidence. And if there's anything else, please do it. But it's just so, we are so speechless and helpless. And but we stand with you, and the whole world stands with you. But what does it mean when you're in the middle of Kiev and in the middle of this disaster?
Yeah, and of course, and we appreciate, of course, your support and your kind words. And Wolfgang Mayer, he also supported us a lot with distributing our appeal and all information. And for us, I think that it could, from one perspective, it could be seen like a very, very, very few, but in fact, it's very important for us to be heard, to be to people to explain what is happening. That it is not like only military things. It was peaceful people and peaceful cities.
Yes.
Yeah, because in fact, this war started 8 years ago in 2014. when our territories were occupied, our Crimea and Donetsk and Donbass regions, and this is just like open war. And now I am glad that today the world understands that this is a war, because 8 years we try to cry and to loud our voice and to tell to everyone this is war, but no one believes us. This is just, they try to say that this is civilian war, but we never had civilian war. We just have Russian aggression all these years. And yeah, finally it became obvious. But we are paying very, very high price for all of this.
Absolutely, absolutely. Olha, thank you so much for being here and for telling what is going on so openly while you're sitting in the middle of Kiev. And please, let's stay in contact. And whenever you want to send us messages, we are here, and we are here to support you whatever we can. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Olha. All the best.